Hi there. Now let's continue where we left off with the last part that I will have to re-record. The great black-blot mountain towers ahead, crowned with black fortresses and jagged battlements. The single immense wall that blocks entry into the bowels of the mountain looms ahead. Your passengers are making ready to depart, but first they check their cargo. So these were the passengers I had, and they are content, nothing went broken. The cargo is in order, and your passengers quickly unload it. After giving you the remaining supplies, the one in charge hands you the agreed upon fee for your services and turns you to you before leaving. So I get 50 house points, which is quite a lot, 150 supplies, which is a handsome amount. Not too much in money, but I will take that. The passengers are gone, as is their cargo. They will surely enter Torzak's shelter on their own. So now I'm still standing outside of the city, but I will soon enter it. So I now approach the guards, because turning back is not really an option that makes any sense. An inspection follows. Yeah, I don't have anything to hide. If I would have, my chances would be pretty bad, to be honest. Um, as we see, very low, and I don't have any points. Well, I have a few points, 9% in total, but that's a bit, a bit too little to really get it successful through here. And bribing, the chances would be better, but still not good. So, yeah. I'm quite lucky to not have anything that I would have to smuggle yet. So, now I am through the inspection and I can just pay the gate tax and be on with it. Changer is the lowest currency and yeah, not a big deal. I had also travelers with me, and those gave me 4 lurk, I think is the word, and a few changers. Here there were much more story entries available, like going to the market or speaking with people. And here at the market I'm now, and I am looking at the prices for coffee beans and the luxury wine which I have with me. And I will sell those coffee beans soon, as well as the wine, to make more cargo space and to get some starting money. At this point, you can look for prices like the highest known and the lowest known buy and sell prices to see if there are any um, opportunities to make money. As far as I've seen, I was not really convinced that it would be better than making a contract with one of the houses and carrying their stuff around for them. As you see, I'm now at 37 bros. I think bros was the word for the silver looking currency, and that's a handsome amount. Now I will buy cartwheels and move them onto my caravan, which gives me an additional maximal movement point. Movement points are really, really good. Of course, you lower the amount of days you need to rest, days you need to get from one settlement to the next, and that saves money in form of supplies. I was checking here if the awnings or the protected harnesses would be a better choice to get, but I did choose to stay with what I had because I'm not sure which would save more in the long run, so I didn't see any point in changing it at this point. On this screen you can buy additional workers, fighters, scouts and beasts, which are on another panel. You would have to click to beasts, so you could buy beasts of burden and all that stuff. Here are much more contracts to be had, so I will get contracts to Aachen, which is the next city on route that I will be taking. That's because I know that Aachen is relatively close. From there on out, I don't know where to head, but I will see that when I'm there. Among the rewards, you see something like looking like a banner. Those are the house points you earn for fulfilling that contract. As you see, there is a plus 10. That's much less than the 50 points I got for my first contract. But I decided to go for House Oko, since I already have some house points for them, and then I went with, I think, the Loader's Guild it was. The Loaders are kind of the shady business guys. So since I was thinking about having a shady merchant, it did make sense to me at least. Now my cargo hold is totally full. All black spaces are full. The great owls I can't use. I need more animals to carry or people to carry goods. Animals makes more sense. So now I go to the market where the old man told me to find Braxius, and as it turns out, here is an option to seek out Braxius' store. That's what I will do next. The three helmets are options that block this choice. Those get blocked if you have the companions you can get from this event. You make your way to the part of the market district that lies just east of Kalrich Market. It takes a while to locate the statue of Mercatus, overlooking a dried-up fountain carved of dark stone. But then, when you find it, You can see that the shop is indeed right where Argos said it would be. Huddled between two taller, decrepit buildings, Brex's storefront is not much to look at. Only his name is written on the stone slab above the doorway. No sign, no display, no stall, nothing. Inside is a dark little room with a dirty counter and strange odor, nondescript trash that barely passes for wares, and a demonkin fellow fiddling absent-minded with some gadget. He looks up as you enter. "What can I do for you?" he says, with a ghoulish grin. He can't help it. He has pointed teeth, a big nose, and a crown of jagged horns that not only adorns the top of his head, but also the sides of his jaw. His eyes burn with a pale, orange light that he is surrounded with an almost palpable aura of nervousness. Surely, this cannot be the man you were guided to. Oh yeah, in the flesh, Brexis bows his head theatrically. You explained to him that an old wanderer called Argos told you to come to him if you wanted to find the right people for a comitatus. Brexis smiles his fiendish smile upon hearing your story. Indeed, I do specialize in connecting such people. I might have someone for you, and even could help him join you. And I owe Argos, so here everybody wins. So I will ask him who he can get and what it will cost. You like dark elves? Not a great fan myself, but I gotta say they tend to be quite resourceful. Like this fellow here, called Rancallion, a scout and a very good one at that. I was told he is looking for a new employer and a Vagrus, such as you could be ideal for him. Perhaps he'll prove to be ideal for you, huh? Funny thing is, I was not able to dig up any dirt on him. Strange, but you know he is a dark elf after all, so that might be trouble enough in itself. When you ask him what you owe him for this, he simply shakes his head. Nothing. Like I said, I owe Argos, and he told me that I can pay him back by aiding people he sends to me. Odd, right? Well, not so much, really. At any rate, I can arrange a meeting with Rancallion for you. Well, I will tell him that I'm interested because I am. I don't have any companions at this point, so anyone would be a nice addition to my group. Minutes after you tell Braxius that you wish to meet Rancallion, he was closed down the shop and is leading you to where you can talk to the man. You soon arrive at stinking watering hole at the end of an alley, somewhere between the market district and the undercity. The sign is a feeding carrion bird on it. Underneath, crooked letters spell out the name, the grinding gizzard. You find a quiet table in a corner, while Braxius sets you a couple of drinks. By the time you finish, the first man walks up to you without making a sound and greets you. Wrapped in leather armor and worn clothes, the short dark elf stands somewhat aloof in front of you. Is that a hideous scar on his left face he is hiding? Eventually, he offers his hand and says, almost in a whisper, Salve, Varkos. I heard that you were hiring people for your comitatus. I might be interested. Might be. That is, of course, if you want a scout on your crew. Ren here has been all around the continent working for several Vagri. He is an amazing scout and a very experienced fighter. Rancallion manages a half smile. His faintly glowing blue eyes are without pupils, so it is difficult to read him. Braxius is too kind. Try not to disappoint. And I am sure you have questions before you come to a decision. You do have questions for him? Rincalion bows his head. I'm all ears. I ask about his people, the Dark Elves. Where is there to tell? Dark Elves are varied as humans are. Really. And I would be remiss to make you believe that I can speak for all of them. Besides, well, just let's say I'm out of touch with my people, not having interacted with Dark Elves of Everdark for decades now. Well, except for a few sporadic encounters. As for why that is, Ren shrugs. I do not wish to get into specifics. It's personal, and I won't endanger or hinder your business. I promise you, it won't. Well, it's fair. People are different. Not much different with dark elves, humans, or any other kind of people. So I am rather pleased at this point, I think, and just want to decide to take him because, yeah. Rincalion just smiles faintly with a curious expression. Braxius looks at you expectantly as he speaks. There's the matter of a small fee you pay to Ren, too. It's standard procedure in these cases, Captain. So I pay 3 lurk, which is the copper-looking currency, and not a big deal. That's great, really great. Rincalion bows his head and thanks you as he pockets the coins. The sum goes towards travel gear and rations for the road ahead. Much appreciated, Vagrus. I'll meet you at the Mancho. As far as I'm concerned, we can get the heck out of this town right away. He leaves as you down the rest of your drink. Braxius asks you to return to his shop with him. When you arrive, he turns to you. Now that Rincalion business is taken care of, I can help you recruit another fellow. There are 2 options, in fact. Want to hear me out? And of course I do, because I want to have at least a few followers. I'm not sure if those fighters fight really in combat or if you need kind of these hero people didn't have a real combat, to be honest. At this point I tried to save, but you can't save while you are in dialogue options, so I have to hear him out at this point. Alright, good. So there are 2 fellows here in Torzak that I could put you in contact with. Both have their problems on their own, to say. I can help you solve their problems for them. One that is, I can help you with one of the 2, and you'll owe me for this. You asked him about the 2 individuals in question. One is a dwarf, and a nasty one. But don't get discouraged. Given the right motivation, all their nastiness can be directed towards your foes. He is a specialist when it comes to dwarfy stuff. You know, scrounging, smuggling, hoarding, business in general. He's connected to, he knows a lot of people in low places. And that's just what I want. So I express my interest in the dwarf. Braxius gives you one of his predatory smiles. Good, good. As I said, Garrick is a dwarf and naturally a businessman. However, his business has been some trouble lately. So much so, Captain, that the little twerp is deep in shit, and if you want him, you need to pluck him out of it. Normally, this would mean forking over a substantial amount of coins, in the silver variety, to settle his extensive debts. But I can deal with it in my own way, yet in your name, and you would get the dwarf's gratitude and service. You would owe me a favor in turn, as I've indicated. So that's exactly what I do. So, now we're talking, Captain. The pawnbroker claps excitedly. All right, you just go about your business. Now I need about an hour or so to get things done. When you feel like it afterwards, make your way to the old bathhouse in the Undercity. Normally, only the friends of the Loaders Guild may enter to do business with the Collegium. But tell them at the gate that you are there for Garrick and that you were sent by yours truly. They will hand over the dwarf, and you can tell him how it was you paid his debt. I believe that he'll need a little convincing to join your crew after that. You nod and prepare to take your leave, thanking Braccius for his aid. Don't thank me yet, Captain, and before you forget, you'll owe me, and a day will come when I'll need your aid. He winks and sits down behind the counter. So at this point, this will end, and the next session will be recorded while I'm playing actually, and not be narrated afterwards. So I'm looking forward to that. This was kind of frustrating to talk over it, well, twice. So yeah, but the game is quite fun, and I am excited to see what's coming next my way. Bye then.